Yo! It's been a while, wasn't it? I tell ya, working full-time and editing doesn't always go hand in hand as seamlessly the way I want it to. But oh well, I have returned with new power and motivation than ever. Although, if I recall to maybe get 90 views for a video I spent literal days making, I could already cry. Lol. Anyways, today I wanted to do something I think any Data Life fan thought about at least once. What if Kurumi were a true villain? Oh, side note, yes, Data Life is officially over. I still could cry out like a baby about it. The anime is over, yes, but if you want me to also make videos about the true final ending of the story and what happens after Data Life 5, just let me know, and without further ado, let's do this. In order to rewrite a character, we first have to understand how this character takes and thinks. I already made various videos about Kurumi. I'll link some of them in the description down below if you're interested. But a short roughly breakdown anything now. Kurumi falls into the category of an anti-hero, meaning she has the same character traits like our protagonist Shido.
We're like mirrors to each other.
A strong desire to change the lives of the people close to her, changing the world for the greater good, being selfless, helpful, etc. etc. But unlike Shido, where those exact traits are his strength, here those traits aren't Kurumi's strong suits, but actually her weaknesses. So, in order to make her a cunning villain, we also need to consider her past and decisions she made leading up to the events of Season 1 in the show. As we all know, the driving force of Kurumi's desire to put an end to the spirit of origin was Sawa. She made it her sole life goal to kill Mio Takamiya with her very own hands by any means necessary to avenge Sawa, and by this point Kurumi wasn't even completely shredded by her psyche yet. And here comes my take on turning Kurumi into a full-fledged villain. Okay, listen, we don't know who her first conscious victim was, so who it was she decided to kill while being fully aware of the action she's about to do, but it doesn't matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. What does matter is how they affect her psychologically. After killing her first ever victim, Kurumi licks blood and starts to build up a liking towards killing people. Regardless of if it's righteous in a twisted way or not, her first victim was killed because Kurumi felt he or she deserved it. But now, after experiencing the power of deciding over life or death, she was hooked to kill more, no matter the circumstances. And now, remove every aspect of redeeming qualities she still had and picture her just like in Season 1 when she was about to kill all of Weizen High's students. Just way more selfish, fucked up, and her ego turned up to 11. To make Kurumi a true entertaining villain, we need to remove everything that is unnecessary, like signs of mercy, regret, fear, empathy, and especially her connection to Shido. Because we all know the best villains are those driven by their own desires and not taking any shit from any of the characters. She has to be immovable in her goal and not worry about the well-being for any other than herself. But how do we get her to come into conflict with Shido and co? The essential same goal. For my retake on Kurumi, it would be, let's say, like in the original, killing the origin spirit, and Shido's goal is also to end the origin spirit, but as we all know, with love and not death. In a desperate race against time, lol, get it? Shido has to face off against Kurumi dozens of times in order to find the origin spirit before she does. Yet, we need to introduce to the viewer of how strong and dangerous Kurumi actually is, and in order to do that, Shido has to lose on their first encounter in a direct one-on-one confrontation. You must show and clarify that this is the villain, the main antagonist, who's going to try to actively stop the protagonist from what he's doing after all. We can also use Shido's sealing ability to our advantage. Every new spirit he seals makes him stronger, so with every spirit sealed, Shido comes closer and closer to the high bar of power Kurumi sets. Of course, her being the main villain also means she needs to be present much more often than she was in the show. Kurumi's interaction and fighting against Shido drives the narrative and his character development after all. As for how Shido seals the spirits, could pretty much actually stay the same. We could make it this way, for example, whenever Shido is out on a date with another spirit, that either A, Kurumi is still looking for the origin spirit by herself, or B, actively interrupting with Shido's dates in some way, but not directly, cause this would make it pretty repetitive and boring. And in the end, When Shido has all Spirit's powers, after what felt like dozens of times failing or even barely winning against Kurumi, he challenges her to a final battle to finally settle their score once and for all, and at the same time deciding who's going to find and end the Spirit of Origin in their own way. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, I know this wasn't a typical retake as you might expect it to be. It also wasn't as extremely detailed, I suppose, but I gave my very best and got really creative in some parts. If you want to, please write your opinion or suggestion for any room of improvement in my rewrite in the comments down below. And with that being said, till next time!
Song on my skin, I count like shooting star, you can never resist. Rap pick my man, that just might miss me. It might clear this and the ceiling could be a limit. I'm coming to tell you we're upside down. To the knee, we can't stay but toes. Play yo-yo to keep me turned, spin me up, yeah, wait, don't